So it's my first week working out of my new pottery studio in New Orleans. I moved into here over a week ago, but haven't really been able to come back until this Wednesday because of Mardi Gras. So the place was a mess, and step one was to build these giant, annoying IKEA shelves that are the bane of my existence. This is my third time moving with these things, and I swear every time I have to rebuild them, it takes a year off of my life. Pieces are falling off, things are slanted, and they're kind of moldy. Structurally questionable. If I ever stop posting, it's probably because these fell on top of me. Then I could organize everything, and I set up my wedging table. The big wooden table came with my studio, but I put a piece of cement board over it because it's better for working with clay. And then I was able to start throwing, which I actually did the next day, even though you can't tell because I'm wearing the same outfit. Don't judge me. I wound up just making more spoon rests because I had a bunch of clay from my studio in Kansas City that I'd already weighed out and prepped for making spoon rests. Although these will wind up looking pretty different because I have a different kiln set up here at the moment, so they're going to be fired to a lower temperature. I'll also have different glazes, so that'll be interesting to experiment with. It is interesting to film in a new location because I was kind of getting used to filming things in a certain way, and now I get to change things up a bit. I do need to figure out some better lighting because this place used to be an office building, so it has those panel fluorescent ceiling lights like we had in public school. Then after throwing all those, I let them dry overnight until they were leather hard, and I came back on Friday to trim them. I was recently gifted these new tungsten carbide trimming tools from Tortuga Tools, and I have been extremely excited to try them because I have never used tungsten carbide before, and it was extremely sharp. One thing that surprised me is you have to be so precise with your movements because it is so sharp, so I did ruin a few pots in the learning process, but eventually I'll get the hang of it. And then once I finish trimming these, stamping my name on the bottom, I'll just leave them out to dry until they are bone dry and they're ready to go into the kiln. And then the last thing I did is I prepared some clay that I'm going to use for throwing next week. Basically, I just weigh everything and then I wedge it and then I store them in some plastic crates to keep them moist while I'm gone over the weekend. Now that my studio is no longer in my house, I'm trying to follow a bit more of a normal work schedule, so I'll be back on Monday.